terms of fintech innovation, in terms of payments systems, how do you or how are you able to manage within the current regulatory landscape? And what are the risks that you've had to manage? And then how would you, envision a new landscape to be to enable you to move forward with your solution?
As an operator in this space, been around 25 years, finding ourselves in fintech right now. Thankfully, Frank mentioned something as the publisher of Business Day at the introduction of this. The first time anybody was going to hear about our company in the public domain was a crisis, because nobody saw the opportunity of harnessing the power of disruptive innovation in fintech. What we should ordinarily have converted to an advantage as a nation became a point of crisis, which is still unresolved to a large extent. So if you're talking about innovation on its own, we need to first realize that from the regulation point of view, innovation will always be ahead of regulation. Innovation would always be ahead of regulation. And so what would regulators need to do? And that's why I want to be thankful to the CBN, who is transmuting and transforming at a very fast rate to become a beneficial collaborator. Because without that, things will probably not be where they are today. And many people are also not aware that there's a National Payment System Vision 2020 in this country. I don't know how many people in this audience are familiar with it, but it's gone through 2 iterations. Within those iterations are representations of the private sector and players like ourselves who are providing services. But what needs to be done is to accelerate the rate at which that vision itself is being deepened and now it's taken to the next level. Many of the things you see in there are not quite reflective of what we think we should be doing. It's not because CBN, as a beneficial collaborator, has not provided the platform. It's probably because the industry itself is yet to be aggregated to present that kind of force that takes advantage of the environment itself. So what are the challenges we see? I see a situation in which those who are supposed to be regulators are aggregated in this environment. CBN is playing that role narrowly, I'll say for now, just from the payment point of view. And like you said, it's not just about payments. And if you look at data, in the fintech space emerging in Nigeria today, about 37% are in remittances and payments, 32% in lending. There are many other things that are going to happen. We need to aggregate all of that and bring all of the supposed regulators together. I don't know what that platform is. So you've got CBN, you've got NITDA, you've got NCC, you've got FRS. We need a more robust single platform that first and foremost sees itself as a promoter of development of fintech for national advantage. And then many more organizations will emerge. So the pyramid is going to begin to get fatter at the base and get fatter as it also ascends. For me, it's a vision of what Nigeria can do, not within the local environment, but really translating to become the giant in Africa and becoming the hub, and we spin off many more companies, and so Nigeria becomes a net revenue earner from fintech and the disruptive opportunities it presents to us. Thank you very much.
Many people are not even aware that Systemspecs, our firm, has been around 25 years. And we started with accounting software and then payroll software. And it was in the course of fulfilling our payroll proposition that we stepped into payments. And so we've been around in payments for about 12 years. And the journey has been a journey of innovation. It's been a journey of learning. It's been a journey of discovery. It's had its own challenges. But I think the exciting bits of it have been much more than the challenging bits. And it's gratifying that some of the things we've been able to do locally, indigenously, have assumed national prominence. And so that's gratifying on its own. And we've been able to build an ecosystem of collaborators and working with the banks, working with other OFIs. I mean, it's really been interesting creating a model that, with every sense of modesty, represents an innovation that's not found anywhere in the world. And that's part of what led to our involvement in the National TSA project, riding on the back of indigenous technology that we created. So essentially that's been our journey, and it's a progressive journey because we see ourselves going further into the future to do a lot more things. We believe Nigeria can be an exciting financial technology hub for Africa, and we'll be very much glad to be part of that.
Finally, you raised the point for a single platform regulator for fintech industry. Can you just expand and summarize on that? Why we need that in Nigeria?
Right. My take is that right now, because fintech itself is disruptive, you find that you need to engage different bodies of regulators, and that the window isn't going to open for too long, and so the country itself needs to see this as a unique opportunity that can be leveraged for national advantage. And so all of the parties who are involved in either regulating or moderating or promoting the different aspects of fintech should find a common platform so that the players don't need to stretch themselves. For instance, someone comes up with an exciting idea, it's progressing, and all of a sudden from the blue someone says, oh, you cannot do this. It should be clear up front all the things you probably need to do, and that's what I'm advocating. And I've thrown the challenge back to the central bank, who has been at the forefront of this, and that's going to also involve lawmaking, it's going to involve technology development, it's going to involve financial development, it's going to involve quite a number of things, even taxation, and that there should be someone. And I think to a large extent CBN has played that role, but we need a lot more, so that there's just one-stop place that encourages people, and then we turn it to advantage for us as a country.